Welcome back. I'm Tom Hewitt, and this is News 13's Eye on the Election. I'm here with Bernard Gatewood, and Bernard's running for re-election to the City Council. Bernard, you've served on the City Council now for several years, and I guess for those who don't know you as well, maybe just give a little bit on your background and why you're choosing to run again for the City Council.
Well, my background is juvenile corrections. I'm the superintendent over at the Fairbanks Youth Facility, and I've been working in juvenile justice, 20, 25 years. But I've always been civic-minded, and I've always felt like there was a need to give back to the community. So I've been involved with a number of nonprofits, board of directors, volunteering, and that's how I really got involved. Mayor Sturl tagged me to replace Steve Thompson when he resigned his position on the council back in 2008. So when the call came, I answered, and I just felt it was kind of a duty to try to continue the work that I started.
The Polaris building is an issue that's been particularly divisive with regard to Fairbanks, and especially downtown Fairbanks. It's even been an issue in this mayoral race with the candidates staking out different positions on whether or not it should be torn down if Mr. Marlowe misses deadlines, or whether or not the city should try and keep working with him to find a way to rehab that building. The City Council heard from Mr. Marlowe last night and got some more information about what his plans are and what the timeline is. And you had particularly had some questions about his timeline with other projects. Mm-hmm. What are your feelings now on the Polaris building, and what kind of confidence do you have in Mr. Marlowe and his ability to make that happen?
Well, Mr. Marlowe is a developer, so that's his line of work. That's how he makes his money. So I want to believe that he's going to eventually complete this project, and the Polaris will be restored and be back on the tax rolls in the next few years. I guess my confidence is kind of 50-50 because there are so many unknowns with this financing. These federal tax credits have to go through, and there are two sets of them that close to the neighborhood of $10 million, or the project won't work. I believe that he is sincere in trying to make it work, but as a businessman, he probably has a number of things in the fire, and every businessman should know that sometimes it's not going to work. So this could be a project that doesn't work, but I hope that it does. I have to be optimistic and believe that it will, because the alternative really is nothing. So as long as there's hope, I'm going to cling to that hope.
Is there any kind of a timeline for you by which point, if nothing has been done, you'll say, hey, enough is enough? Or if the signs continue to be somewhat promising from Mr. Marlowe, do you foresee giving him more leash?
I think if the signs continue to be promising, he'll continue to get more leash, and I'll be one of those that will be offering more leash, or at least allowing more leash. It's kind of hard to say when I'd be ready to pull the plug. I guess if he came back and said, no, the tax credits aren't going to go, the federal funding is not happening, and the investment package just will not work, then I'd see the writing on the wall. As long as he feels that it's a viable project and presents options that would make it come to fruition, I'm going to cling to that hope.
Energy issues are gripping the interior right now, and right now there's a fight between the Fairbanks Natural Gas and the Interior Gas Utility about who would be better suited to bring gas to the borough outside of the city. Of course, within the city, FNG already has those distribution rights, but there have been some residents who have brought forward concerns that they're not building out fast enough or extensively enough to residential customers, and are instead focusing on big businesses where they have bigger revenue streams. I guess what's your level of confidence that, given this new supply of gas from the North Slope, that FNG will build out more aggressively to residential customers, and what do you see as the council's role in making sure that happens?
I think the council kind of fulfilled our role when we helped create the Interior Gas Alliance. Competition is always a good thing. I think that that may have gotten FNG a little bit more motivated. I still have confidence in FNG. really impressed with Dan Britton, and I think they are really trying hard. Could they try harder? Sure, because the product isn't there. So there's always the feeling that more could have been done, more should have been done. There's a little bit more confidence in commercial works than in residential. So I can kind of understand that. But it's the consumer, it's that residential person that is hurting. It's really, and not that the businesses aren't hurting, but I think you feel it more, when you're a small family. And we would like to see F&G work a little bit faster and work a little bit more with the community. I hope that having this competitive entity right across from them will make them come up with a few more solutions. And quite possibly, when the three governments came together to create this entity, it was hoped that that could bring in more government grants, just kind of work through the red tape a little bit more. So I'm hopeful that the two entities will eventually work together for the betterment of Fairbanks.
All right. What's one issue that you feel like could benefit from the City Council's attention that they're not currently focusing on?
I do think that we need to continue to work on exploring ways to cut costs. A few years ago, we looked at the lights throughout the city and replaced all the replaced all the lights with LED lights. So we need to continue to look at things like that because costs are continuing to go up. And revenue is continuing to stay flat or certainly not growing as fast as cost. And there's still the unfunded liability of PERS. It's kind of looming over us. We don't think about it a lot, but it's still out there. And some kind of change in the calculations or the computations by the state could drastically impact the city of Fairbanks. And we're mindful of that. So we need to do everything we can to kind of keep our dollars close, keep costs down, just make smart decisions.
All right. Well, I think that's about all we have time for, but thank you, Bernard, for coming in.
Thank you very much.
For the rest of you, don't go away just yet. We've got Jamie Schwartzwald coming up next with sports.